So last month, my business acquired actually turned over $50,000, and I want to make a video today how I'd actually get to 20K per month if my life completely depended on it. I think there's a lot of mistakes that I made in the early days that I would not want to repeat getting to that mark, and there was things that I had to do in order to get to 20K per month. And if you're currently struggling to hit those months or get there consistently, hopefully this video will help break down some of the processes, bottlenecks that I've overcome to allow me to scale past that. So I'd say the first thing you have to have sales absolute dialed. You need to have appointments and meetings coming in basically on a daily basis. Now, for us, this was an outbound system. So we run cold email, LinkedIn, done some SMS, Instagram, Facebook, any sort of channel that you can send a message to someone, we've leveraged that to book appointments. And that's been really, really good for us because what you find out when you start and typically below 20K per month, you probably don't have thousands of pounds or thousands of dollars to put into ad spend to grow your business. So you've got two options. Take out a credit card and put all of your ad spend on a credit card and put yourself into debt, which could pay off most of the time, probably won't. Or you start looking at outbound systems. So these calls won't be as warm, they won't be as potentially as qualified as the ads that you might be running, but you'll be able to effectively get sales calls and meetings from thin air. The only money you have to spend is maybe on some automation. So I'd say it's really, really important if you're getting to that 20K a month mark to have your outbound system dialed in. This is creating multiple domains on your email accounts and hooking up to an email system like SmartLead. It's also using a LinkedIn account and hooking up to a system like Dripify and having automated outbound sequences going out that will book calls with your target audience. I'd say that's probably the number one thing that I've done to grow my business, and it's what majority of agencies don't want to do, dialing their sales, dialing their cold outreach to actually grow. This is the stuff that moves the needle. You don't need to worry about creating a fancy website or a nice landing page to hit 20K a month. All you need to do is get in front of more people that need to use your service. And the way you do that is through cold outreach. So that's the number one thing that's made the big difference for us. As we started to grow from cold outreach and book more calls, I quickly realized that I was the bottleneck in the sales process. I was not closing any sales calls. In fact, I was performing awfully. I was scared, nervous, and I just didn't want to take them. So instead of delegating it too early, I'm very glad I didn't. I actually learned sales myself. I went through sales courses, I went through sales training, and I just practiced. At this point, I probably had over 600 sales calls for my business in the last year, and it's allowed me to get much better. So I'd say once you've actually got those appointments coming in, and even if you do already have those appointments coming in, focusing on your sales can literally be the difference of you making 30K a month, 60K. So it's something that can't be overlooked. You really, really have to dial in your sales process. I recommend looking at sales programs, sales training, but some actionable advice I would give from this video is actually to focus more on building the gap with your prospects in sales calls. So what I mean by this is you want to highlight where they are currently with their business, or their side hustle, or their fitness journey, whatever it is, and where they want to be. And the gap might be like that at the start of the call. It might think, oh, I only need to eat a bit cleaner, or I need to send a few more emails to get to where I want to go. Your job on the sales call is to build this gap as wide as physically possible, whilst making your prospect recognize this gap is being built. You want to show them where they are and that it's pretty much they're incapable of achieving where they want to be because they would have already done it by now. You position yourself as the bridge to bridge that gap. So what you sort of want to dive into is a lot of discovery, figuring out what they currently do to help their goal. Just ask loads of questions about this and ask why they're not already there. This is how to not only sort of frame yourself as the expert, but also build more pain and more of a gap with the prospects so they'll be more likely to convert. A way that we do this for our business is we actually frame the sort of calls as more of like a diagnosis call. The salesperson wants to go into that call acting like the doctor. Your job isn't to just sell them something, sell the medication, sell the prescription. It's to figure out what's wrong with them first. That's how we see our sales calls. Can't give them the medicine without actually knowing what's wrong with them. So as we join the sales call, we're trying to diagnose. We're saying, what are you currently doing? What's working? What's not working? Identify their problems. And then as soon as we've actually found something, we can relate to them why we think it's not working and how to help. This builds a lot more trust. It seems more genuine as it is. We're truly looking at what they've been doing, why isn't it working, how we can actually help them. And then we can prescribe them our solution, which would be our service. Framing our sales calls like this, and when I first started implementing this, really, really boosted our close rate. And this could be the only thing you need to take you from 10K to 20K a month. So I'd really not overlook sales, not delegate too much of it, learn it yourself first, go through the hardship, and then start teaching your salespeople how to get better as well. One of the other changes I made to get past that 5-figure a month mark to say the 20K bracket was actually bringing on a staff member. This first hire was more honestly just taking all of the admin stuff off my plate so I could focus higher ROI activities. I'd say that's the general theme of when you're trying to grow a business, especially in the early days. Just focus on the high ROI activity. For me at the very start, it was sending cold emails, it was sending LinkedIn messages, and then the next one, it was start to learn sales, because that was the thing that really drove the needle. As you start to get more busy, you'll notice that you've got to do admin, you've got to check in with clients every day, you've got to do all this stuff that's, I would deem, relatively low ROI activity. And that's the first stuff you want to delegate. You want to delegate the back end, delegate the admin stuff, so you can focus on driving your business forward, focus on sales, focus on content, and focus on becoming sort of a thought leader in your space. Big change there was just finding someone that you trust in business or in life, whatever it is. For me, I got very lucky. I managed to actually employ my brother. However, if you're not in that position, just got to find someone that you can trust, maybe even a virtual assistant, help take a lot of the admin, back end stuff off your plate so you can focus on driving the business forward. So if I was in the position right now, had to make 20K a month, my life depended on it, the only thing I would do is high volume outreach. Might sound crazy, that's all I would do, because I see my business and sales in a certain way and it's broken down into key steps, key stages. It's like a pipe. I think Charlie Morgan talks about this. You've got a pipe and you want water to flow and you want water to gushing out the end. But if you have bottlenecks in the process, it's going to stop that. To get the most amount of clients possible and the most amount of money possible, I need to work back from that. Let's say we got 20K a month and we're charging 2K a month per client. We need 10 clients. How many sales calls is that going to equate to? If we're closing at 20%, 50 sales calls. Okay, great. I need to book 50 sales calls. How many messages do I need to send out? Or emails do I need to send out to book 50 sales calls? Let's say I have a 1% conversion rate. That means if I have to send 5,000 messages or emails to book 50 calls to close 10 clients to make 20K, there's your roadmap. The question is not now, how do I make 20K? It's how do I send 5,000 emails, 5,000 LinkedIn messages? Because that will equate to 20K a month if you've got all the other things in play. So don't look at your goal at like the end outcome and think, how do I achieve that? Break it down into smaller, more actionable steps and start at the very top of the journey. It's top of the funnel, that's what I do. So I'd say just break it down into manageable things and like something you can actually tick off each day. So you give yourself a month to make 5,000 bits of outreach. Every day you know what you need to do. If you just tick that off every day, day after day, you'll get closer to that goal. So for me, it's really about building a solid outbound system and an outbound infrastructure. If you're looking for someone to build this for you and help you scale the automation and help you scale the growth of your agency, then book a call with us below, as this is what we specialize in, and I truly believe that we can help you. So if you think that'd be valuable, just book a call with us. No worries if not. I hope this video has been valuable on how I would get to 20K a month as quickly as possible if I was starting again from zero.